Since 2017, the annual Kuramaster Japanese Sake competition has been held in Paris for the people of France. With sake gaining fans in France during recent years. More than 800 sake products from breweries all over Japan were submitted last year. What's behind Japanese sake's universal appeal? A traditional sake brewing method, alive and well in Kyoto. And a once-lost rare rice used to make sake. Kyoto is Japan's former capital. Its Fushimi district is home not only to the beautiful Fushimi Inari Shrine, but also many breweries. In fact, it's one of Japan's top 3 sake-producing areas. Sake brewing in Fushimi dates back around 2,000 years. Roughly 150 years ago, Fushimi had gained a reputation throughout Japan as the sake brewery of the world. Shotoku Shuzo has been brewing sake in Fushimi for over 370 years. They use a traditional method known as kimoto zukuri, which was mainstream until about 200 years ago.
お米の中に秘められた味のエッセンスとか、それが一番うまく表現できるのはやっぱり肝作りだと思いますので。
A hallmark of the method is lactic acid, which is essential in sake production and is made with the help of nature itself, rather than being added artificially. However, it requires thorough temperature control and takes twice as long as the modern method. This is what makes the sake of the traditional kimoto zukuri method so rare. It accounts for less than 5% of the total sake produced in Japan.
確かに製造現場難しいですから、大変労力もかかるっていうのは、それだけの価値があるなと。
They were not alone in their determination to use a traditional sake brewing method. Masuda Tokubei Shoten also has a history of over 300 years and are said to be the first in Japan to make roughly filtered nigori sake, as well as aged sake fermented over a long period. However, the brewery's foremost sake is Tsukino Katsura Iwai. Its most distinctive feature is its use of a once-lost rare type of sake rice called iwaimai. But how did this rice come to be lost and revived?
祝い米はもともと昭和8年に出来上がるんですけども、昭和49年にはなくなってしまうんですよ。
Iwaimai rice was grown in Kyoto until about 50 years ago. As its producers disappeared, so too did the rice. What was the reason for its revival?
結構粒の大きい良質のでんぷんを持ったお米です。真ん中に入っている心拍っていうのが結構大きく真ん中に丸く入っているので。
Compared to other types of sake rice, Iwaimai rice has a larger white core and higher quality starch, which is crucial in brewing sake. This makes it possible to produce a superior sake with a deep depth of flavor. And so, in 1988, many of Fushimi's breweries declared the launch of a project to bring back the Iwaimai rice. Yet, they faced a large hurdle, a lack of the seeds necessary to grow the rice. They found help from a prefectural government institution. The center researches sake rice. With the help of Iwaimai rice seeds left at Kyoto University, research began to revive the rice.
皆さんがご存知のお米よりも20センチから30センチぐらい背が高いので。
Not only is the plant too tall for farm machinery to cope with, it is also prone to breaking in strong winds and typhoons, making it difficult to grow and mass produce. The center selected strong rice varieties resistant to breaking and repeated the breeding process many times. After 4 years since the revival project was launched, Iwaimai rice made its comeback.
自分の作った品種で作ったお酒が酒屋さんに並んだ時ですね、あれはもう最高の喜びでしたね。
About 20 years later, Iwai My Rice has been revived and further innovations have been made.
あえて磨かずに、出そうと。
Rice is usually polished to remove components that cause a bitter or unpleasant taste. It is commonly assumed that the more you polish the rice, the tastier the sake will be. But Tsukino Katsura Iwai only polishes 20% of its rice in order to bring out the best flavor.
とっても美味しいと思います。美味しさが詰まってるお酒じゃないかなと思っています。
A 3-star Michelin restaurant has also praised the sake's taste.
僕らが使うダシールと一緒でいらんと思う部分を削っていくと非常にこう単純な味わいになっていくからそれは複雑味がある方が僕はいいと思いますね。
In 2018, the sake was awarded a gold medal at France's Kuramaster Sake competition.
Et aussi le cépage Iwai, le riz Iwai, qui amène son aromatique et son épice, est présent, plein, profond, là aussi complexe. C'est un superbe sake.